Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Special importance or significance. The room was decorated in shades of gray with distinctive red accents. To stress, single out as important. Distinctive manner of oral expression. He couldn't suppress his contemptuous accent. The relative prominence of a syllable or musical note, especially with regard to stress or pitch. The usage or vocabulary that is characteristic of a specific group of people. He has a strong German accent. A diacritical mark used to indicate stress or placed above a vowel to indicate a special pronunciation. Put stress on. Utter with an accent. In Farsi, you accent the last syllable of each word. Special importance or significance. The red light gave the central figure increased emphasis. The relative prominence of a syllable or musical note, especially with regard to stress or pitch. Intensity or forcefulness of expression. His emphasis on civil rights. Special and significant stress by means of position or repetition, e.g. To stress, single out as important. Put stress on. Utter with an accent. To stress, single out as important. Give extra weight to, a communication. To stress, single out as important. Dr. Jones emphasizes exercise in addition to a change in diet. Give extra weight to, a communication. Her gesture emphasized her words. To stress, single out as important. Insert punctuation marks into. Interrupt periodically. Her sharp questions punctuated the speaker's drone. To stress, single out as important. Difficulty that causes worry or emotional tension. She endured the stresses and strains of life. Special emphasis attached to something. The stress was more on accuracy than on speed. Test the limits of. The relative prominence of a syllable or musical note, especially with regard to stress or pitch. He put the stress on the wrong syllable. Psychology. A state of mental or emotional strain or suspense. Stress is a vasoconstrictor. Put stress on. Utter with an accent. Physics. Force that produces strain on a physical body. The intensity of stress is expressed in units of force divided by units of area. Distinctive manner of oral expression. She had a very clear speech pattern. The usage or vocabulary that is characteristic of a specific group of people. The immigrants spoke an odd dialect of English. An expression whose meanings cannot be inferred from the meanings of the words that make it up. A manner of speaking that is natural to native speakers of a language. The usage or vocabulary that is characteristic of a specific group of people. The style of a particular artist or school or movement. An imaginative orchestral idiom. A diacritical mark used to indicate stress or placed above a vowel to indicate a special pronunciation. A prominent status. Unusual largeness in size or extent or number. Splendid or imposing in size or appearance. The grandness of the architecture. The quality of being magnificent or splendid or grand. Advertisers capitalize on the grandness and elegance it brings to their products. A prominent status. A person of importance. The quality of being important and worthy of note. The importance of a well-balanced diet. Give expression to. Provide evidence for. The blood test showed that he was the father. Pretending that something is the case in order to make a good impression. That ceremony is just for show. Take someone to their seats, as in theaters or auditoriums. The usher showed us to our seats. Indicate a certain reading of gauges and instruments. The thermometer showed 13 degrees below zero. Indicate a place, direction, person, or thing, either spatially or figuratively. I showed the customer the glove section. Show in, or as in, a picture. Be or become visible or noticeable. His good upbringing really shows. Something intended to communicate a particular impression. A show of impatience. Give an exhibition of to an interested audience. She shows her dogs frequently. Give expression to. She showed her disappointment. Establish the validity of something, as by an example, explanation or experiment. The mathematician showed the validity of the conjecture. A social event involving a public performance or entertainment. They wanted to see some of the shows on Broadway. Finish third or better in a horse or dog race. He bet $2 on number 6 to show. Give evidence of, as of records. The diary shows his distress that evening. Make visible or noticeable. She showed her talent for cooking. The act of publicly exhibiting or entertaining. A remarkable show of skill. Obtain from a substance, as by mechanical action. Italians express coffee rather than filter it. Indicate through a symbol, formula, etc. Can you express this distance in kilometers? Articulate, either verbally or with a cry, shout, or noise. She expressed her anger. Serve as a means for expressing something. Mail that is distributed by a rapid and efficient system. Rapid transport of goods. Public transport consisting of a fast train or bus that makes only a few scheduled stops. He caught the express to New York. Give expression to. Manifest the effects of a gene or genetic trait. Many of the laboratory animals express the trait. Not tacit or implied. Her express wish. Send by rapid transport or special messenger service. She expressed the letter to Florida. Without unnecessary stops. An express train. The way a word or a language is customarily spoken. The pronunciation of Chinese is difficult for foreigners. The manner in which someone utters a word. They are always correcting the pronunciation. Prosody, a system of versification. The study of poetic meter and the art of versification. The patterns of stress and intonation in a language. A manner of speaking in which the loudness or pitch or tone of the voice is modified. The patterns of stress and intonation in a language. Deviation from a straight or normal course. A change in the form of a word, usually by adding a suffix, to indicate a change in its grammatical function. Speech that differs from the usual accepted, easily recognizable speech of native adult members of a speech community. Capable of distinguishing. Students having superior diacritic powers. A mark added to a letter to indicate a special pronunciation. A mark added to a letter to indicate a special pronunciation. Provide with a joint. Speak, pronounce, or utter in a certain way. Express or state clearly. Consisting of segments held together by joints. Put into words or an expression. Expressing yourself easily or characterized by clear expressive language. Articulate speech. Unite by forming a joint or joints. The ankle bone articulates with the leg bones to form the ankle bones. Speak, pronounce, or utter in a certain way. Speak, pronounce, or utter in a certain way. Can the child sound out this complicated word? Try to learn someone's opinions and intentions. I have to sound out the new professor. Speak, pronounce, or utter in a certain way. Express or state clearly. Have or contain a certain wording or form. What does the law say? Give instructions to or direct somebody to do something with authority. Express a supposition. Let us say that he did not tell the truth. Speak, pronounce, or utter in a certain way. I cannot say, zip wire. Report or maintain. The registrar says that I owe the school money. Express in words. Communicate or express nonverbally. What does this painting say? Indicate. The clock says noon. Recite or repeat a fixed text. State as one's opinion or judgment. Declare. I say let's forget this whole business. The chance to speak. Let him have his say. Utter aloud. Speak, pronounce, or utter in a certain way. She pronounces French words in a funny way. Pronounce judgment on. Become focused or come into focus. The light focused. The concentration of attention or energy on something. The focus of activity shifted to molecular biology. Direct one's attention on something. Please focus on your studies and not on your hobbies. Bring into focus or alignment. To converge or cause to converge, of ideas or emotions. Special emphasis attached to something. A central point or locus of an infection in an organism. The focus of infection. A point of convergence of light, or other radiation, or a point from which it diverges. Put an image into focus. Please focus the image. We cannot enjoy the movie. A fixed reference point on the concave side of a conic section. Cause to converge on or toward a central point. Maximum clarity or distinctness of an idea. The controversy brought clearly into focus an important difference of opinion. Maximum clarity or distinctness of an image rendered by an optical system. In focus. Emphasize anew. Emphasize anew. The director re-emphasized the need for greater productivity.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.